Hello, little ones. Welcome to another story time with Aunt Ellen. Today's story selection is Big Anthony, His Story by Tomie to Paola. So we're going to find all about Big Anthony and his life before he met Strega Nona. So here we go. Big Anthony, His Story. It was a beautiful sunny day on a farm in the northern hills of the country we know as Italy. Everything was set for a big feast. The whole family was gathered at the door of the farmhouse. Here comes the bambino, zia Rosetta, the auntie, Aunt Rosetta, called out, the godparents carrying a fine baby boy walked out, followed by a beaming mama and a proud papa. On to the church, il padrino, the godfather, announced. This will be the happiest of days. This is the firstborn, and he will do great things. After all, said Nonno Emilio, the grandfather, children are our future. Let's get a closer look at this. So there's the bambino, the baby. Okay. Everyone crowded into the church for the christening. The godparents held the baby as everyone gathered around. The baby was fast asleep. Mama whispered softly, wake up, my son, and listen to Padre Marcello. Everyone's at the church. The priest started to pour the holy water and declared, henceforth you shall be known as Anthony. So there's baby Anthony. Just then, baby Anthony, who was still asleep, threw up his arm, spilling the holy water all over himself and everyone else. Oh boy. Look, baby Anthony didn't even cry or wake up when he got all wet, zia Rosetta whispered to Nonna Graziella, his grandmother. What a good bambino. Nonna Graziella said as she watched everybody drying off. I don't know. Okay, Nonna Graziella doesn't look convinced that baby Anthony's a good baby. But we'll see. On little Anthony's first birthday, there was a feast of all feasts. In the shade of the olive grove, the family and friends sat at tables piled high with food. On a separate table was the birthday cake. Papa stood to give a birthday greeting. Sit quietly, my son, and listen to Papa, Mama whispered to little Anthony. Papa began to make a speech. It was a long speech. And now, Papa said, Felice compleanno, happy birthday to my little son. But little Anthony was nowhere to be seen. I think I see where he is. Look at that little hand at the birthday cake. All right, let's see what happens. Little Anthony was nowhere to be seen. Suddenly there was a loud crash. Everyone looked around and there was little Anthony covered in cake. He knocked it off the table. Nonna Graziella said, little Anthony may be a bit of trouble. He is cute though, right? Okay. Little Anthony began to grow. He's going to be a big boy, Nonno Emilio said. He takes after my side of the family. There's Nonno Emilio. There's Big Anthony's papa. There's his Nonna Graziella, Grandma Graziella, and his mama. Very nice. Soon it was time for little Anthony to learn to drink out of a cup. Nonna Graziella was teaching him. Hold your cup in both hands, and Anthony did. Okay, so far so good. Lift it up. Okay, and Anthony did. Now drink. Just then a bird sang. Look at the bird. Okay, so just then a bird sang as little Anthony was about to drink out of his cup for the first time, and he doesn't pay attention, Nonna Graziella said. That's the trouble, and Nonna Graziella was right. So look, he spilled milk all over himself. Think they're realizing that Big Anthony's trouble. Every year, Anthony grew taller. Soon he was big enough to help on the farm. Okay, feeding the geese. Here's a basket, Anthony. Go to the garden and pick the lettuce the way I showed you. Then bring it to me in the kitchen, Mama told him. Oh, see, Mama, Anthony said. So Anthony did. Pick the lettuce. Carrying his lettuce. Oh, got distracted by a bee and some sunflowers. And look what's happening to the lettuce right now. Uh-oh. I think this is going to turn out to be true. Oh, Anthony, Mama said. Look at that empty basket. So sad. Now Anthony was old enough to go to school. Anthony loved school, but the teacher kept on saying, Attenzione, Anthony, per favore, please, pay attention. He's not really looking. Because Anthony was the tallest boy in the class, the teacher asked him to stay after school one day and help tidy up the schoolroom. Anthony, would you please put all these books up on that shelf? We'll put the other things away when I come back. Are you paying attention to me, Anthony? Ah, sì, professore, up on the shelf. So Anthony did. Okay. Let's take a look at these posters. What's this? Kitty? So in Italian, that's gatto. And then what's that? That's a moon. It's Luna. Sound familiar? Luna. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens next. Oh no, he literally put everything on the shelf. Excuse me, that's too much. That's too much. That shelf's about to bust. So as Anthony grew older and taller, he was needed on the farm. Anthony, Nonna Graziella said, take the lunches down to the field where the men are haying. And, Nonna Graziella added, be sure to find a shady spot to put them so they don't get too hot in the sun. Oh, sì, Nonna, Anthony said. So Anthony looked around. There were no trees in the field. I know, he said to himself, I'll put the lunches under that haystack. They'll stay nice and cool there, and I'll just take a nap until it's time to eat. So Anthony did. He laid down and took a nap. Anthony, Nonno Emilio called. Wake up! Where is the food? We're hungry. Anthony smiled a big smile. I did just what Nonna Graziella said. I put the lunches where they would stay nice and cool. I put them under a haystack. I'll go get them right away. Okay, so far so good. Good idea, right? Uh-oh. Look at all those haystacks. How does he know which one? Oh, Anthony. I just don't know. Now, Anthony was the tallest one in his whole family. It's from my side, Nonno Emilio said. Everyone began to call him Big Anthony. He is pretty tall. compared to everyone else. Okay, now we know where the name came from. Big Anthony, Mama said one day, go find your papa. The pasta is ready. Uh-oh, pasta. Oh, si, Mama, Big Anthony said and rushed out. And Anthony, don't leave any of the gates open. Do you hear me? Si, Mama, Big Anthony shouted, gates open. And Big Anthony did. Look at that open gate. I think there's going to be trouble. Let's see if we're right. He left every single gate open. Ay, ay, ay. Mamma mia. Oh, the animals are getting out. Oh, Big Anthony. That's it, Papa said. It's time for Big Anthony to go out into the world and earn his fortune. Before he ruins ours, Nonna Graziella said. Oh boy, poor Big Anthony. He just doesn't understand. Arrivederci, Big Anthony. Buona fortuna. Good luck, the family called as Big Anthony set out on his journey. Everybody waving goodbye. Big Anthony's got his bag packed. Down the highways and byways, Big Anthony strode south, whistling a happy tune. The whole world was ahead of him. How excited he was. He walked and walked until the sun set. He arrived at a town called Pisa. It was too dark to go any further, so Big Anthony found a wall to sit against. He opened his sack and ate his supper, and before he knew it, he was fast asleep. Okay. The birds woke him at dawn. He stood up, stretched, and opened his eyes. What he saw shocked him. I must have leaned too hard against the wall, he said to himself, but I can fix it, and he rushed away before anyone was awake. So here's that tower, here's that wall. It's crooked. He thinks he made it crooked. Okay, he didn't. All right. So he fixes the tower, and off he went down the road, pleased that he had fixed the tower. So he feels good about it, but the townspeople do not. The tower is very famous, and it's supposed to stay crooked, FYI. Mamma mia, again. All right, so off he went down the road, pleased that he had fixed the tower. Soon he came to a place called Firenze, Florence. Firenze was filled with art. So Big Anthony got a job with an artist. Now, Anthony, the first thing I want you to do is to make the paints. Do you see these colored powders? Mix each one with water and put them into jars. Do you understand? Oh, si, maestro. Si, Big Anthony said. Of course. Okay, so he's got to mix all the colors with water and put them in jars. Okay, easy enough. Let's see, Big Anthony said to himself after the artist had left the room. I have to mix all these colors with the water and put them into jars. Okay, not bad. So he pours in the red, but then he pours in the blue too, and the yellow and the orange and the green and the purple, puts in the water, and this is what he gets. So Big Anthony did. And it's kind of a dark, black, kind of muddy color. Oh boy, I don't know if he was supposed to do that. You've ruined my paints, the artist shouted. You are fired. Big Anthony just doesn't get it. So Big Anthony traveled on until he reached Rome. Big Anthony had never seen such beautiful buildings and so many churches. So cool. Soon he came to the toll bridge that crossed the river that ran through the middle of the city. 2 coins, please, the man at the bridge told him. So there's the Ponte a Pedaggio, it's pedestrian bridge. Okay, the walking bridge. I have no money, Big Anthony said, but I'm here to get a job. If you let me cross, I promise to come back and pay you. Well, you're in luck. I need a helper, the man said. Would you like a job? Oh, si, signore, answered Big Anthony, looking around. Oh, yes. Okay. You must collect a toll of 2 coins, the man said, but not from the cardinal. Are you paying attention? Oh, si, signore, Big Anthony said, from the cardinal. All day, Big Anthony let everyone cross the bridge for free. Then up to the bridge came a long line of altar boys and priests. There's the altar boys. There's the priests. Followed by the cardinal. Oh boy. So again, up to the bridge came a long line of altar boys and priests, followed by the cardinal. Big Anthony let everyone cross without paying. But when the cardinal came up, Big Anthony shouted, "Halt! 2 coins to cross." "But I am the cardinal," he said. "Sorry, mi dispiace, cardinale. Sorry, cardinal, but you must pay. Everyone else can cross for free, but you must pay. My boss said so." But did he really? Is that what his boss said? I think he's a little mixed up. All right, let's see. So Big Anthony left Roma and he headed south until he arrived at Naples. Luck was with him. No sooner had he walked into the city than Big Anthony got a job as a waiter. Oh. Okay. Be sure to pay attention to the orders so you can give the right food to the right customer, the owner of the restaurant told him. But Big Anthony didn't pay attention. Look at that face. That's the face of a person who does not pay attention. I didn't order the eels. I hate eels. Ew. It's like snakes. Ew to the eels. No grazie. Where is my pizza? I'm hungry. Oh, he looks a little confused. This guy wants his pizza. Waiter, you gave me soup. I ordered pasta. What the heck? What is that? Out, the owner shouted. The Big Anthony did not have a job anymore. Yikes. If you're a waiter, you gotta remember what food everybody orders. Too bad. Let's see what happens. So just as Big Anthony left the restaurant, Mount Vesuvius, the volcano, erupted. Ooh, look at that smoke and ash coming out of there. Well, Big Anthony said, at least that's not my fault. At least he has a sense of humor. So Big Anthony headed south again until he came to part of the country called Calabria. He walked down a hill and came to a little village. There in the town square was a sign, "Help wanted." Someone needed a helper, someone who lived in a little house up on the hill. So Big Anthony climbed the hill to the little house and knocked on the door. And the rest is history. We know who that is. She has a magic pasta pot. So the rest is history. The end. Thanks for joining me for story time. Have a good night, everybody. See everybody soon. Love you.